Let's podcast alongside Joe Giglio. I'm Joe Ovias inside Eford Studios in downtown Raleigh. Thanks to Empire Properties and thanks to Copiers Plus. Check them out online at copiers-plus.com. Print management, document management. If you have an old Meta 671 phone, 67, then it's time. It's time to upgrade. It's time to call Copiers Plus and get rid of these old, aging, yellowed out phone, this plastic.
That's actually pretty space age for the time.
That's
it's not rotary and it has the buttons in the handset there. That's fancy.
So anyway, get rid of your old equipment. Get something new from our friends at Copiers Plus. Again, that's copiers-plus.com. Did you have like a good old school afternoon yesterday, Joe?
I did until the last team that I care about lost in a painful.
You went over to Raleigh Times. You got some day baseball, growing the game,
Joe. 2035, Joe. Watch those fans roll in. It'll just take 10 years. That's it.
So it's only been your biggest theory ever. Stop putting these games on at 9:00 at night. Let the kids watch. Mind you, the kids weren't the kids in school?
No, you let them out.
Oh, is that what it is? Roll the AV
early
card.
Release.
Nah, AV card. Kids, it's time to watch Detroit and Cleveland. Look at Detroit. They easily could have just, ran it down their leg, but they didn't. Cleveland's been after them. They're in this
situation.
Walked
them down.
And you know what? They won. But you mentioned it, the Yankees.
I had to take notes.
I was watching the Shohei Ohtani show last night.
It's pretty good.
He's pretty good. And poor Reds, it's
they don't even belong in the playoffs.
Well,
it's not poor Reds.
It's poor Reds. It's like, you're in here because the Mets are just inept. But now it's time to go up against a team that actually can do something with their payroll, right? And yeah, man, Shohei Ohtani is just a beast. And that game was clear. You could clearly tell the Reds were outmatched in that contest, which gets us to the Yankees and the Red Sox. And I will admit, casual baseball fan here, but now I'm in because it's the postseason, baby. It's October. My understanding of the Yankees has been and continues to be they are a heavy hitting team. All the metrics tell you they are a contender because they hit. They got so pitching, particularly in the bullpen. And Aaron Boone is the other thing that I know about the Yankees and my casual baseball fandom. Aaron Boone, many Yankees fans are perplexed as to why he still has a job.
Mm-hmm.
And last night, Aaron Boone is not beating the allegations. Buddy, how do you still have a job? Because they take Fried out after 6 2/3?
6 1/3.
6 1/3 last night. Boone's reasoning to take him out with a 1-run lead was, he had been working harder and harder in the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th. And it was time to get him out of there, I think, on his 102nd pitch or whatever it was.
Correct.
And then the game gets out of hand from that point, and the Red Sox win 3-1. Was it Weaver goes in there? And Weaver, since he came back from his hamstring, has an ERA that's 5+. Not ideal, suboptimal. But the one thing I keep coming back to, though, is, all right, I get it. People are going to get mad about the pitching change. But 1 run, if you're the Yankees, is not what you are. And that's what I keep getting back to. If you're going to contend, you got to be a hitting team. They weren't hitting last night against the Red Sox.
First of all, what a great day for baseball yesterday.
Oh, well, absolutely.
You mentioned some of the big names there. You had Detroit, Cleveland, great pitches matchup. First game in that one. Tarek Skubal was amazing. So was Gavin Williams from ECU for Cleveland. So you had 2 guys start the day right. Then you have Chicago, San Diego, Detroit, New York, Boston, LA. A lot of great pitching yesterday. Skubal 7 2/3. Crochet 7 2/3 for Boston. Blake Snell closes the night with 7 innings. All of them. Crochet 11 Ks, Skubal 14, and Snell 9. Fried was right there with them.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, walked more batters and threw more pitches, but 6 1/3 for your ace. And you mentioned the Yankees aren't a great pitching team. You're selling their pitching a little bit short. Their starting pitching this year, even though they didn't have Garrett Cole, it's actually pretty good.
Fair.
They were second in the majors this year in terms of opponents' batting average as a full staff.
Yeah.
To your point, the bullpen is still a little bit of an adventure.
Yeah.
Okay. And my number one takeaway for my 20-year-old son is the more we see the Yankees struggle in the playoffs and the more we see them lose games because of their bullpen, it becomes crystal clear that Mariano Rivera was the most valuable and dominant player in Major League Baseball over the last 50 years. And it's not even close. It's really not close. I thought the Yankees yesterday, you're right. They should have scored more runs, but Crochet was pretty darn good.
Oh, sure, sure.
So the way I look at it, though, they get bases loaded in the ninth on Chapman, Aroldis Chapman. Yes, the same Aroldis Chapman that they cut in 2022 because he didn't show up for a workout. Quite frankly, had lost his stuff, gotten the yips, essentially. Here he comes back after a stint with the Pirates. And now he goes to the Red Sox and finds religion. And Alex Bergman, of course, the cheating ass Astros, drills a 2-run shot, single, double in to give them the lead. But bases loaded, no outs.
Yeah.
To your point, bases loaded, no outs, bottom of the ninth. They can't even score a run on Chapman. That was bad. That was double bad. But I would say once they took Fried out of the game, I knew it was not going to end well for our guy, Aaron Boone. 102 pitches. Just let him cook. Just let him pitch. It was a day for your aces yesterday.
Yeah.
And that's really where it becomes. That's a best of 3 series. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's really where in the postseason it becomes detriment to the Yankees. While I've said their pitching has improved this year, when you don't win with your ace,
yes,
you know you're in trouble. That was Detroit yesterday. And to a lesser extent, and also to the same extent, it was Boston. Mm-hmm. To the lesser extent, it was the Dodgers too. Snell and Glasnow have been really, really good down the stretch. Really, really good. And if you could beat one of them, then you give yourself a little bit of hope if you're Cincinnati. But obviously, if Ohtani's going to be out there doing things that make him look like the best thing there's ever been, well, it's going to be a long day for you.
You know, it's interesting. If you wanted to sell me on a shorter series, right?
Yeah.
Then that's your argument.
You got to have it with that pitcher. You got to have it with Fried.
You got to let him go. Let him get through it. Because, like, to your point, if you have to win this game, let him rest, then you can get to the next series and you'll be fine. I totally get that.
Worry about tomorrow.
Right. And the thing is, though, so there's a former
talking baseball.
I know, right? There's a former New York Times, athletic guy's name is Neil Payne. Neil does a lot of like the hardcore baseball. Let's give you ELO and these, C2 stats and all these graphs and things like that. A lot of it goes over my head, but when you put it in wonderful graph form for me, it helps me understand. And I was reading it this week when they were looking ahead to the playoffs. And the reason why I get back to the one big thing that sticks out to me is one run is that the profile of the Yankees, if they're going to be a World Series contender, the profile of the Yankees tracks with other teams like the 2009 Yankees that were heavy hitting teams. So he kind of put this in a matrix about the very similar 2013 Boston, right? These all fit a similar profile for World Series contenders and in these cases winners. And that's exactly where the Dodgers and the Yankees are in this group. The Dodgers are very similar in that regard, in that they got some good aces, but pitching has always been a little bit of a foible of theirs. But you know what they do have? They had guys like Shohei Ohtani ball out with 2 home runs last night. So the Yankees want to get through this thing. Hey, man, hit the freaking ball. All right, from baseball to football. Mike K, Charlotte Observer, he joined us on Monday. If you missed that conversation, highly recommend you go back to it. Mike dropped a lot of great information, kind of gave you a temperature of what's happening in Charlotte right now. And one thing he said, it was kind of a throwaway. It was almost like an eye-rolling situation when he brought up DJ Johnson. And it almost felt like, hey, man, DJ Johnson's probably not long for this team. And sure enough, find out yesterday that the Carolina Panthers waived yet another 2023 draft pick. This is, in this case, the 3rd rounder, outside linebacker, DJ Johnson. There was another guy who was waived too, but really people are focused on this guy, DJ Johnson, how he has not lived up to where he was drafted. The idea that you're going to have the younger guys step up, which is what Dave Canales has been wanting. At least he's been talking about it this season. So there's opportunity for that. But let's get back and focus on the real issue here. And it's yet another reminder of just how much the Panthers have to do to get out of, to borrow a phrase from Manny Diaz, Duke head football coach. They've been the architects of their own demise with failed draft picks. So Jonathan Mingo was part of this class. They traded him to the Dallas Cowboys. And you also had defensive back Jamie Robinson. He was a 5th-round selection. He was waived by the team shortly after Mingo was traded to the Dallas Cowboys. That now leaves you with 2 draft picks from that class. Do you know who they are, Joe? 2023 draft picks.
I do, because you said go back and listen to the podcast with Mike K. Well, that's what our friend Mr. Marshall did. Because as he points out, I'm a glutton for punishment, so I ran the numbers.
Yes.
From 2023, you have Bryce Young and Chandler Zavala, who they really never should have drafted.
Yeah.
So that's 2 of the 5, but it gets worse. The 2020 class, which remember was your Fitterer and Matt Rule. Remember, they took all defensive players. They only have 1 of their 7 draft picks left from that team, and that's Derek Brown, who's obviously, when he's healthy, very effective, but when not, a problem. 2021, they have 4 of their 11, and here's the real problem. Only 2 of them are good, in Horn and Hubbard. 2022, 2 of the 6 picks. Again, you got Ike Ekwonu, who's been mixed bag at best. Cade Mays, 23, 2 of 5. And then even 24, you have 5 of 7. One of them's a running back who's always been hurt, and it doesn't help you. And that was your 2nd round pick.
Yeah.
So they've made one compounding mistake in the draft after another. Even if it's keeping a pick and taking a player, they keep trading picks and taking the wrong players. So they're a mess. I don't see an easy way out for them, because they have a lack of talent problem that cannot be fixed in one snap of the finger.
We're going to talk to Wes Durham, ACC Network, ESPN, but also the voice of the Falcons, because I'm still struggling to find out how in the world the Carolina Panthers got over on the Falcons. But then again, the answer might be really easy. The Falcons falconed in that situation. We're also going to check in with Mike Maniscalco, Canes play-by-play, as the preseason is starting to come to a close. We start getting ready.
Got roster moves.
Got some roster moves. A little Bradley.
Why don't you start the show with Bradley Nadeau, Joe? The huge news.
A little Bradley Nadeau talk. That'll happen as well. But one other football item. I just thought this was funny, honestly. From Adam Schefter, AFC North QB landscape. Bengals. Joe Burrow out for at least 3 months with turf toe. Ravens. Lamar Jackson's hamstring injury means Cooper Rush could start Sunday. Browns. News of the day. Benched Joe Flacco for Dylan Gabriel. And here's where I'm pretty sure Schefter took his pants off. Steelers. Aaron Rodgers off to a 3-1 start. Now on a bye with a happy, smiling Aaron Rodgers. You know what I read into that? All jokes aside. I know I'm being obnoxious. It's just further crystallization of a point that I've been making this football season. This is what you're dealing with.
And who knows how long Dylan Gabriel gets? I mean,
don't know. I do not know. NFL's got a little bit of a problem on this one. Housekeeping. Big thanks to Enovana. Check them out online at enovana.com. Green cleaning solution.
If you have mess inside your mansion or trash in your cabana, get it clean with Enovana.
We have a YouTube membership channel. On the YouTube membership channel, we have premium content like OG Mailbag, which we do on Fridays, thanks to the Butcher's Market. And we have OG Business. This week's OG Business, we talk about the Bad Bunny Super Bowl. We talk about Senator Feinbaum. And on the paid side of things, we get into the assembly piece about WRAL TV. That was a fun conversation, Joe.
Okay. I trust you.
Anyway, all that is on OG. Very interesting quotes in the assembly piece that we get into on OG Business. So go check that out. The YouTube membership channel is really easy to sign up for. Just go to our landing page, whether the app or on the website. On your desktop version, there's a subscribe button, which a lot of you have already done. We appreciate that. But there's also a join button next to that. Click that join button, $4.99 plus tax. You can be part of the OG membership channel. Big thanks to our friends at Roback. I think I might bust it out tomorrow. The Shacket. I think the Shacket's going to make an appearance tomorrow. Thanks to our friends at Roback.
You flew right into an ad there. We have 2 housekeeping items.
So you didn't tell me?
We're having a meeting.
Hold on.
We're having a meeting. We have an afternoon delight after dark on Saturday.
Yeah.
For the Carolina Clemson game in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Then on Thursday, the 9th, 10-9 is the Carolina Hurricanes opener.
Mm-hmm.
You will not be here, but I will be at the local with our good friend Chip Patterson.
Nice.
To get you ready for the season opener for the Carolina Hurricanes with, ready for this? Good work, OG Media. we actually purchased 2 tickets to give away. They are in there. I call them good seats, but they are Joe Giglio approved seats. They are in section 303 on the aisle and in the comfy 303 section seats. Those upstairs seats are so much better than the downstairs seats.
You're very particular about your seats.
And especially at the Lenovo Center.
Yes. It's your neck. I understand.
So, no, it's just I'm fat. And the downstairs seats can barely hold anybody, let alone me. So I'm very excited about this. So we will give away tickets Thursday. We have 2 tickets to the opener. So come out and see us at the local. We will have you would not like any of this. It's a 4:30 start.
I'm worried about
Thursday.
I'm worried about you. A 4:30 start?
4:30 start.
Buddy, that's prime Giglio nap time.
I know.
Is Chip aware of this? See, now this all makes sense. We are scheduled to go talk to more meetings. We're scheduled to talk to Seth Jarvis this week.
We are, yeah.
Are you banking that for Friday, for Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
I see you. See, you're going through with your ultimate dream. What if we re-record a bunch of stuff and run it live? The Joe Giglio dream.
So it'll be a lightning round to start. Then it'll be the Jarvis interview. Then we'll give away the tickets.
And
we're going to the arena.
Boom. We'll also have a Rod interview in the can too at that point.
Oh,
because I think we're scheduled to talk to Rod next week.
Well, then what am I doing?
You're just showing up to hit play. That's all you got to do.
Let's see if I can fuck that up.
Well, only one way to find out. Because I'll be on I-95 when that's happening. So if you have any technical issues, man, I don't know if I can help you. I might be at a Wawa at that point. I got no idea. So it's just something to keep an eye on. All right. That ends our meetings. Back to Roback.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to break out the shack tomorrow. I'm excited.
I can't wait to see this thing in person.
It's glorious.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for it to go on sale. Y'all are going to love it. Except Joe. Joe doesn't want these types of things. But you got your Roback on now. You're double Robacked up.
I got one Roback on today.
Oh, you got, okay.
I got my money line shirt on today.
Okay, the money line shirt on today. You got your money line on today. As I was telling Ben at the Roback OG Golf Classic, even my 17-year-old loves the shorts.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I'm trying. So, we had a caller that was getting on me about the whole Carhartt stolen valor thing.
Right.
And they're like, well, why would I buy Roback? I'm like, because Roback is beyond that. They got shorts that my 17-year-old will wear to marching band practice because they're incredibly comfortable. Anybody can wear a hoodie.
Construction worker saying he couldn't wear Roback?
No. He's like, well, you don't golf. I was like, it goes beyond that. It's not just golf.
No.
Those polos are not meant just for golf. The polos to be worn for work, going out, going to a football game, basketball game. Very functional, very versatile. Shout out to Bennett over at Heaster. I guess he was at Disney.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of jealous, Bennett. What's up, dude? Where's my invite? Come on now.
I think it was actual family.
I don't care. Aren't we family? You part of the OG family?
Actual family.
No. The OG, we're all family. That's the kind of corporate buzz stuff that we have to talk about.
Oh, okay.
The OG, we're all family. Corporate champion family.
Mm-hmm.
No, but apparently Bennett saw all these Utes with their Carhartt and Bass Pro Shops. It's like, what is got? It's a style, man. It's a style. I remember when I was a teenager. You know what the hot thing was?
Not flannel shirts.
Flannel shirts for me, but also the Dickies workwear with like somebody's name tag, like as if you worked.
The bowling shirt with a different, the gas station shirt.
The gas station shirt as if you were changing oil.
Yeah.
Nah, come on now. So it's different times. In the meantime, Roback's where it's at. So check them out. OG20 is the promo code. Go to roback.com. Big thanks to our friends at Color Graphic. We talk about the Canes a lot. If you're watching on YouTube, you see that Stanley Cup playoffs banner behind Giglio. We've had the Stadium Series banner that we've given away as part of various events that we've done with the podcast. If you're if you are looking for a wrap on your car, you're looking for promotional stuff, as Joe just said, you want to print out a big picture of Dave Dorn and Bill Belichick, you can do that with our friends at Color Graphic. All you got to do is hit them up on email, sales@colorgraphic.com.
Yeah, Hayes Permar needed a cutout for the Talking Heads. Got it at Color Graphic.
Amazing.
Anthony at Oakwood Pizza Box needed a new sign for the Capital.
Yeah, for Capital Pizza Box.
Capital Pizza Box. Well, guess who made the sign?
Color Graphic. They got you, man. They got you. Big thanks to our friends at Mosquito Authority and Pest Authority. Check them out at bugsbite.com. You got camel crickets in your house and your cats aren't doing anything about it? Hit them up.
I'm sorry, they're what?
Camel crickets.
Oh, the ants came back this week.
Well, you know who to call. Mosquito Authority and Pest Authority. Hit them up, bugsbite.com. Again, that's bugsbite.com. We're going to take a hockey break a little bit later on with our guy, Mike Maniscalco. Hockey breaks always brought to you by Happy and Hail.
Let's take a hockey break. Brought to you by Happy and Hail.
Dude, I was so proud of myself yesterday. Extracted Jacob from the Enlow carpool and got to Invisalign at 10:50. He was on the ice at 3:01. Let's freaking go.
It's amazing.
And in between, running around all over the place, Happy and Hail smoothie coming through in the clutch. So check them out online. Download the app and use that promo code OG25 to save 25% off your first order. Joining us on the Heister Autumn.
Man, do I love that logo. Man.
I know you love that. I'll be rocking that logo next week at ACC Tip-Off because
I got the podcast hat. That's right.
I love it. Wes Durham, ESPN, ACC Network, and the voice of the Atlanta Falcons. Wes, yeah, probably bourbon.
It's probably bourbon this morning.
Probably bourbon on that coffee mug for a lot of reasons. A lot of bourbon being consumed in Charlotte right now, I'm guessing, thanks to the Panthers' woes. Although, hey man,
what?
Maybe Bryce Young just needs to see the Falcons all the time. I mean, imagine if he made the entire schedule out of the Falcons.
I don't know what to tell you guys. I really don't know what to tell you. Almost more than 50% of his wins as a quarterback in the National Football League are against the old hometown red, black, and gold with the white trim.
7 career wins for Bryce Young, 3 of them against
3
against your Atlanta Falcons. Although I still maintain that what happened two weekends ago was just like the Falcons forgetting how to play football and the Panthers.
It's not a shining moment. I can promise you that in the 22 years as the voice of your Atlanta Falcons. That was not a shining moment. Started bad and got worse.
Jeez. So is Tampa going to win this division? Is that what we're setting up for?
Well, it's not going to be New Orleans.
No. It's not going to be the Panthers.
I don't know. We'll see. Atlanta's got a bye week this week, and then they've got a long week in week 6 because it's going to be Buffalo on a Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
They go to San Francisco. They really go a stretch without playing a lot of division games here. So they get the Dolphins, who came out of hibernation the other night.
Do you have a losing record? Yes, the Dolphins are likely to win. So.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But, I think Tampa certainly is a prohibitive favorite. The Eagles played well the other day, but that game was relatively close for a while. So I think Tampa is one of those teams. I'm just not sure who else is. That's the thing. It's Philadelphia and then Green Bay, Gilio, maybe.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more competition in the NFC than there is in the AFC, which is kind of weird to think about. But yeah, Philly, I think Green Bay, Detroit, and maybe the Rams.
Yeah, I'm not out on Dan Campbell at all.
No.
Or Brad Malone at all. But I am like, there's something not there that they had. Obviously, Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn are gone. Some other guys are gone too. But I'm interested to see how Detroit kind of handles the next stage of the schedule. It's a long year, man, the National Football League now. I really liked Minnesota when we left up there a couple weeks ago. And then they got, they came back and smoked Cincinnati, but everybody's going to beat Cincinnati until Burrow comes back. And then they got curb stomped by A-Rod the other night in Dublin. So we'll see.
Let's fast forward to this weekend. Get back to the ACC. You ready for the Narrative Bowl in Chapel Hill? We got dueling narratives with Dabo and what's going on at Clemson, and then you got Bill Belichick and what's going on at UNC. There's a lot riding on a noon game in Chapel Hill.
Well, and think about where we were in July and where we are now with this game on both sides, not just Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, where we are with Clemson playing for their lives, Carolina coming off a bye week 2, who's going to be the quarterback? Oh, by the way, Florida State and Miami are playing over there, and that actually might be a really important game. Georgia Tech, Duke, and Virginia lead the ACC. Go figure. I think Carolina, it's hard for me to say progress has been made. they lost to UCF, who, okay, they lost to TCU, and they beat two teams they should have beat.
Mm-hmm.
They are 2-2, and maybe the most basic, like package of notebook paper 2-2 you can be. And I think Saturday it could be anything from bad place, bad time for Carolina, because if Clemson ever gets it figured out, and you guys have probably heard me say this in one form or another here in the last 2 weeks, Clemson's biggest opponent the rest of the year is now Clemson. It's not anybody else. After the Syracuse situation, Clemson they have to figure out themselves out before they worry about who they're playing.
Yeah.
And I'll be really, really surprised if Clemson doesn't come out of there Saturday with their hair on fire, because I don't know what has transpired up there, but it's totally different than anything any of us expected in July and certainly in August in the run up to the season.
At Carolina, you mean?
Yeah, Clemson will play well at Carolina. Carolina's situation, Carolina to me is in a long game mode. I don't see anything or any one thing about Carolina that leads me to believe they're going to be effective.
Whoa. What is their long game?
What's the
because
long
how
game?
many of these guys are even going to be on the team next year?
It's a great question. And Carolina feels incredibly just in flux right now. I mean, all the things that happened from last December to the start of the season, we had this build up and this layering of what this football team was going to be. And through 4 games, they are 2-2. Yeah. They've beaten 2 teams they should have beaten and lost to 2 teams that you thought, well, you know what, if they play well, they might have a chance. We found out TCU might be okay. UCF, I don't know that UCF's a great football team. I think they're probably –
This is where things get a little interesting, because you're right. 2-2 on the surface. Okay, cool. It's how they lost those games to TCU and UCF, which
Correct.
Is not really, especially in UCF's case, not a team that's expected to do much in their conference. And then I do think that if you dig a little deeper on the Charlotte win and the Richmond win, there wasn't that much to be impressed by, especially in the Charlotte game.
Right.
I think Richmond was just a slog to get out of there. You knew you were going to win. Just get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
The Charlotte game, if Charlotte were just better, they might have upset Carolina at home if they were better, but they're just not. And that's the problem with Carolina going forward. The teams that they see the rest of the way, as much as we could talk about the easy schedule in the summertime, it's fairly obvious that the other teams are going to see are just better, and they also look more prepared, which is another thing that has been somewhat surprising with North Carolina and their 2 most high-profile games with TCU and UCF. And I mean, say what you want about Dabo and that group, to your point, they're going to have hair on fire prepared to see what the season's going to be about. And I don't even have that answer yet for Carolina. I don't know what they're about.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be wrong for me to say Carolina has a football identity right now. I haven't seen a football identity.
Yeah,
for Carolina through 4 games. And I don't know what and maybe you guys are certainly closer to it than I am from location standpoint. I don't know that I've heard anybody within the program talk about what their identity is going to be this year. That's the other thing.
It's just sloganeering. We're going to be tough, like that kind of stuff. It's not anything of note or tangible.
Well, I think their offensive line was supposed to be good. They were going to control the offensive line. They were going to be able to run the football, not make mistakes, be opportunistic on defense, out scheme you on defense.
And none of those things are happening.
They didn't get the ball to Jordan Shipp for 2 games.
Yeah.
They threw the 1 pass on the opening drive against TCU, and then the other night against UCF, I guess, is when they finally got the ball to Jordan Shipp, and they got it to him against Richmond. To me, Jordan Shipp came into the season, Gilio, as the best player offensively on the team. And I was surprised at that. The whole quarterback thing, look, Lopez was banged up a year. I think I told you guys this in July. Gio Lopez couldn't finish the season at South Alabama last year because of injuries. Didn't play in the bowl game that I did when they beat Western Michigan. The fact he got beat up on night 1 and it's become a lingering issue is not good. That's not good at all. And you wonder if Max Johnson gets the ball Saturday at noon against Clemson, because then it can be more of a true pro-style offense. But I'm not even sure that gives them much of a striking chance if Clemson decides Clemson's going to be Clemson on Saturday.
Yeah, I've given up on Clemson. I last week
don't disagree with that.
Fire on Syracuse. They did not. I thought they would tell Georgia Tech to put it in their ear. They did not. So I don't even want to talk about Clemson, to be perfectly honest with you. I know they're here. They're dead to me. And honestly, I think Georgia Tech ended their dynasty. I think it's over. I really do think it's over.
You better be ready to talk Clemson next week because Eric Macklin's joining us on Monday. So,
but for Carolina specifically in this quarterback situation,
yeah.
And Wes, I know I'm not trying to get you in trouble. I'm going to try to have a productive conversation with you.
Sure.
It's fairly clear that Max Johnson is a better college quarterback than Gio Lopez.
Right.
In the data presented to us, in the amount of snaps and film that we've seen, Max Johnson has just been better. Okay.
But we talked to Andrew Jones yesterday from Tar Heel 24/7, and that's not the picture that they're painting coming out of Chapel Hill.
But here's the conundrum that you have. If this were the NFL, you're trying to get to 15 wins for a record. You play the guy who gives you a better chance to win football games. I would understand that motivation. If this was old college football and you had a young quarterback who you invested in, you say, no, I have to play this young quarterback. We've invested in him. I want to see what he is because we're going to have him back next year and it's going to help his development. And now all of a sudden you're in a situation where you're 2-2. You beat a 1 AA team. Congratulations.
Out of the Patriot League.
You beat an absolutely awful 1A team who did not up to play against you. Charlotte did outplay them in the second half of that football game. So I don't want to denigrate Charlotte, but they're not good.
They got a good coach. The guy's going to be a good coach.
They have a really good coach, but so is Bill Belichick. So what I'm getting at with this quarterback situation is kind of symbolic of the entire tenure and the entire regime. And when their obit is written in however many months about the end of the Bill Belichick era, I think this is going to be symbolic of it. You're going to have Michael Lombardi's typewriter on one hand, and then you're going to have this quarterback decision on the other. Because it seems fairly obvious to me that they're making the wrong quarterback decision, and they don't even know their motivations for these quarterback decisions. Is it for the long run for Gio Lopez? Because I tell you right now, the short-term answer is to play the 6th year. Max Johnson's a 6-year quarterback.
Yeah.
Look what my guy, Diego Pavia, who might be a 7th-year guy, is doing at Vanderbilt.
Right.
Sometimes you need some of these older guys out there. Bigger guy. I think Max got hit in that TCU game pretty clearly. That was a great thing to see. So after such a devastating leg injury last year, I thought that was like one of the best things to see was the way he got hit in that TCU game, got up, kept playing. It's fairly obvious to me without 8 Super Bowl rings that I know who should be their quarterback, but they don't. And I can't even try to rationalize what they're doing. And that's what's got me completely at wit's end with what's going on in Chapel Hill.
Yeah, I think the other thing too is that so Damon June, right, has the rushing performance against Richmond. And you come out of that game and you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, maybe they like Duke. Duke's found this kid from Mandeville, Louisiana, who I think is on the verge of being a star in this league, Nate Shepard. Okay. I mean, he did some stuff. Now, granted, Syracuse is not the 85 Bears, but he did some stuff Saturday in the
still ran him over.
Yeah. Still ran him over, still made blocks, still picked up blitzes, still did some of the things Manny was hoping to do, to a point now that you can the light's kind of on at Duke, by the way, guys. I mean, the Illinois and the Tulane stuff aside, they're going to Cal Saturday night for ACC After Dark. And I'm telling you, they come out of Berkeley with a win. Look at the rest of that slate. They've got the games that count coming up. But yeah, I kind of thought the same thing about June. I thought, okay, well, this kid had a great day against Richmond. So you know what they'll do? They'll cycle him in at UCF and we'll see how it goes. And I'll look at the stats after the game and I'm like, he had a couple carries and whatever. I mean, that was about it. I don't know what the quarterback situation is in relationship to the identity of the football team, Joe. That's what if I'm an outsider looking at Carolina as somebody that follows this league, I don't have any idea what the direction is. I can see what the problems are. Yeah, they're not making enough plays on offense, period. End of sentence. I mean, they're toward the bottom 5. If I remember correctly, and forgive me again, I haven't had Carolina yet, but they're toward the bottom 5 of just about every team category in not just the ACC. They're toward the bottom 20 of some things nationally.
Yeah,
in terms of the offensive ranking. That's the bigger issue Carolina has right now is what's happening offensively than defensively, I think.
Total offense, 134 out of 136.
36, yep.
The next closest Power 4 team is Florida, who's 40 yards per game better than they are. Like, I don't care who you are. If your offense ranks 134 out of 136, and that includes 2 gimmies against Richmond and Charlotte, that's on your line. That's on your line.
And that may be it.
And I know they've had injuries up front.
Yeah.
I know they have. And I'm not, but we've talked a lot this week about patience and miracles and what was expected and what wasn't.
Right.
Our new AD, I just saw Monwa Jones this week talking about how they want to be a top 5 team, top 10 team in football. Again, let's be reminded whose standard we're talking about here.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So this whole thing to me just feels like the Florida AD, Wes, the world philosopher. What must be done eventually, you might as well do now, because I don't see a way out. I don't see this patience. I don't see a rebuild. I don't see
the schedule's tougher next year too.
Oh yeah, a lot tougher. Let me throw this. I'm gonna add
easy this year, right?
Yeah,
right.
Let me add this.
You got the investment that you wanted, so I do think there's an end to the means, right?
Sure.
So I think that's a good. I do ultimately think that's a good thing, but I don't see how he ever gets you there.
I'm right. Well, and here's the other thing
Mike
too.
Lombardi on the typewriter trying to get transfers from Holy Cross. When Caleb Downs was out there the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay, but wait a second. Here's the part you're talking about. We're talking about what they came into and now what's taking place. See, here's the other part about this. The landscape has changed since they came in December. The landscape has moved again. And that's the part that coaches are talking to us about as we get ready for these games every week. Is not just the landscape of the football, the landscape of the money.
Yeah.
The landscape of the money now, it's become about the second bucket, not the first bucket. The 20.5 was not the end game. You guys have talked about this.
Yeah.
It's the second bucket. So now, in order to get the premium players, you got to go have that second bucket. Look at Hunter Yurachek. How about giving credit to Hunter Yurachek? I mean, he's like wearing the scarlet letter in Fayetteville, Arkansas, because he's telling them they don't have enough. Boys, we don't have enough money, even in one of the 2 big leagues.
Look at Whit Babcock. And I know this week.
Whit Babcock turned it over in August and put Fry out there on the field. See, that Hunter Yurachek turned it over in front of the Little Rock Touchdown Club.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. But I would also say too, we can talk about money all day, but
you still have to make good choices.
You got to make good
money.
choices. I mean, this is a tale as old as time in college football in particular.
Right.
The money, how we get the money might change, but the axiom holds true. I'll still look at Texas. I'll still look at Ohio State. I'll look at Alabama. I'll look at Georgia. You got to make the right decisions as to what you do with that.
No question.
And I just don't know if I don't think that Mike Lombardi, who's pretty much in charge of making these decisions, is making the right decisions. Now, to wrap things up, other thing I wanted to talk to you about.
Okay.
Is Miami it? I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll find out this week, but I just feel like based on the amount of ACC football we've seen so far, and Virginia is a great story. Georgia Tech is a great story. But Miami looks like the most complete team. Defensively, they will put you in a chokehold, which will be interesting to watch this weekend against a Florida State team that can be a little hair on fire with Castellanos. So I am curious, are they it? Or is there another team in the ACC that might shock them on their way to the ACC championship?
Miami has the one advantage that I think counts the most. They have the best offensive and defensive line combination in the ACC.
Yeah, they'll push dudes around, man.
Now they are absolutely the best offensive and defensive line combination in the ACC. They may have the ACC Player of the Year, and he's a defensive end. I mean, Reuben Bain has been that guy since he walked on campus. But he's now ready to go. The other thing is this too. I'm impressed that every week, sometimes it's Carson Beck for 300. Sometimes it's Marty Brown. Sometimes it's Mark Fletcher. Sometimes it's, it's Daniels, the wide receiver, or it's somebody else, right? I'm impressed by that. I think they have solved some of the ills I had and concerns in the back end defensively. Now, Saturday night, it would have been better if Florida State had been undefeated, but nonetheless, Saturday night, if you're the ACC, Miami has got to win the game. Miami stays in the top 5 potentially until, crisis befalls them. But Miami stays in the top 5 throughout the run of the regular season. So you've got a contender. And it's important to have teams available for the playoff, but it's more important to have contenders in the playoff. The other part about this is I'm fascinated to see who will go with Miami. Georgia Tech's at 16, Florida State's at 12, I guess, things of that nature. Can they stay in the hunt? By the way, Louisville dodged one last week.
They did.
They're in the mix. Are they a contender? I don't know that. But can they stay in relevance to the discussion? That's the important part, I think, for the ACC.
Getting back to your point about Duke, Duke's not a national contender, obviously, because of those losses to Illinois and Tulane. However, it can make some noise in the ACC as things have picked up for them. So we'll see what happens.
That's a nice football team, guys.
It is.
Nice.
It is.
And Virginia's a nice football team who's got Brett Favre 2.0 at quarterback. That guy is a gunslinger now.
My only issue with Duke is like similar to Mario Cristobal. You can put some pieces together. The question is, are you like in Manny Diaz's case, he's earned a little bit of a reputation of not being so buttoned up. And we saw that on special teams early on, and that cost him those games against Illinois and Tulane. With Mario Cristobal, he can play a little tight after a while. We're up 5. All right, cool. We're gonna shut this thing down. Like, I don't know, man. Like, let's add some points to that. So there's a lot of football left, and I'll be interested to see. I think Miami's head and shoulders above everybody else. But hey, man, college football is funny like that.
You guys need to get Roddy on because Roddy will explain the ACC does not have a lot of margin for error at this point.
No,
that's the issue the league is going to face in terms of more than one team, I think.
Well, and I think the ACC is closer to the SEC in terms of template.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's a dominant team in the SEC. Anybody in the SEC can literally beat anybody at this point.
But it's different. It's different when they do it.
I know.
You got to remember.
I know.
It's different when they do it.
As we've seen already in these results with Florida State, like you said, was Florida State about Alabama or was it about Florida State?
Yeah, can we answer that question, by the way? Because here's the thing.
Pretty good.
I think Alabama's pretty good. I think that's the same team Florida State beat by 2 touchdowns. So I'm sorry. We're not allowed to have this transitive whatever.
I didn't mean to get you going.
No.
All I was trying to point out was I think the ACC is closer to the SEC.
Well, our company cuts loose this thing called the FPI, which might be the biggest joke I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing is,
here we are saying we don't want to get Wes in trouble. Let's bring in Mike Maniscalco, who we get in trouble all the time.
Oh, hey, no two-way there. The Kane need a goal. Maniscalco, let's go. No two-way there. Kane need a goal.
I agree with Wes. You bring Rod Brindamore on to talk about this ACC. That's the Roddy you're talking about, right, Wes? That's what gets it closer. He'll tell you. He'll go right down the line and give you the answers you want to hear.
Oh, man.
I just want you to know that when I support hockey, I support you because that's the hockey team I have to choose right there.
Well,
I just want to know, Sebastian Aho ready to go. That's all I need to know. Is Aho ready to go?
100% locked in for the season.
Filio, I am in.
Perfect.
All I know is the only reason why I was happy that the Falcons clobbered the Vikings is I get to hear Wes Durham highlights going, oh, the Vikings can't tackle anybody.
Well, let me just say this. The Washington football team, and Jeremy Reeves in particular, a safety, got the full front left end of the road truck known as Tyler Algier on Sunday. And that didn't go well on the radio for Jeremy Reeves. I'll just say that.
Wes Durham, ACC Network, ESPN.
Formerly of the ACC Network and ESPN, based on my FPI comment. But
no, I'll die on that hill for you, Wes. As somebody who used to have to do what these two guys do, oh no. Let's invent some other stat that makes nothing that we'll all just poke holes in.
There you go. Exactly.
Good stuff. All right, Wes, we'll see you. Hey, we're going to see you next week in Charlotte. ACC tip-off?
I will be at the tip-off. My triumphant return to the tip-off after a 4 or 5 year absence. I can't remember.
Let's freaking go.
See you guys. Be well. Have a great week.
And Mike, stay on the line. Stay on the line, Mike. We're going to get to you in a second.
I'm here. That made my day.
Big thanks to Miller Lending. Check them out online at millerlending.com. Go to millerlanding.com/theog. That's our official landing page. Take that thing to close, and you're going to get a Raleigh Wine Shop gift basket. You can call them directly at 919-447-3377. Not only are you going to get a Raleigh Wine Shop gift basket from us when you take it to close, you'll also get a game-worn Roback jersey from Joe Giglio. Will he sign it? Who's to say? Now, you'll get something from Roback, something nice, when you take it to close.
An actual fresh one.
An actual fresh one.
Your choice.
Although maybe you want a game-worn shacket. I don't know.
Ooh.
So go to middlelanding.com/theog or call them directly at 447-3377. You might be confused by, how the Fed does things with rates. How does that affect interest rates on refinancing? Are the rates going to go back up? Are they going to come back down? Does it make sense to refinance right now? All we're asking you to do is call them at 919-447-3377 and see if it's the right time to do it. Also, big thanks to our friends at Hometown Realty, champions of the 2025 Roback OG Classic.
Our crew was in it, man.
They were so hyped.
They rallied too. My gosh.
Low key, I was impressed by your kid.
Jackson?
Yeah.
I mean, him and Lakin, they hit some good shots.
They really did.
And Jake and Evan don't want to sell them short.
Does it bother you that you lost to your kid?
No.
You proud? No, you're totally bothered. I can tell.
It's close.
I can tell.
So close. We parred the two dumbest holes. That was the problem.
I see. I'll say this though. You're gonna kick yourself if you do something like take some sort of guaranteed offer. You've seen a lot of houses sitting on the market. What does it mean? I got to move this thing. Talk to the experts. Go to My Hometown Realty, myhtr.com. Again, that's myhtr.com. Big thanks to Whitaker and Hamer. Check them out online at wh.lawyer. They can do simple things like handle your closing on a house or a refinance. They can come up with waivers for your OG birthday bash to make sure that nobody gets mad about throwing shopping carts across parking lots or shopping cart archery or anything like that. Like anything that you need, small business, personal needs, they got lawyers all across the state. Check them out online at wh.lawyer. And we're talking about your house. What's your interest rate look like? Or what do your insurance rates look like? You might not be thinking about your insurance rates. Set it, forget it. It auto drafts. It's whatever. Does my coverage work? We're good to go. When's the last time you checked in? Think about that. Think about the last time you checked in on your home insurance and your auto insurance. This is the moment. This is the time to contact our guy, Matt Davis, insuregarner.com, or call him directly at 919-779-8277.
I saw that today, and he told me of a new one today. He said, we had someone who was a State Farm customer.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't necessarily love their representative, but they liked State Farm.
Okay.
Well, here's an idea.
There's something to think about.
You call Matt. Hey, man, I love the company, but I could use some better service. I know who will have great service for you. Matt Davis Insurance over there. Our friends on Aversboro Road in the G. So hit them up, please.
I apologize, Maniscalco. I went back into radio mode by telling you, hang on the line. We'll get to you.
I loved it.
Right after this.
I loved it.
Mike Maniscalco.
First time, long time. Ready to go.
Mike Maniscalco, Canes play-by-play, joining us on the Heiser Automotive Group hotline. And now that it's October, we are very, very close to the official start of the regular season. And it also means, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Maniscalco is brought to you by Brassfield Accounting. Check them out at brassfieldaccounting.com. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm using our normal slide for Brassfield Accounting. You can see the little logo there from Homer, Alaska. Mikey P is working on a proper hockey Brassfield Accounting Maniscalco slide.
Yeah, but our friends at Brassfield Accounting, Mike, they're actually from the Triangle, but they went to Homer, Alaska, and they saw this, and they were like, "Yeah, you know what?
Yep, I'm
going to move to Homer, Alaska." That's what
you know what?
Do.
And they might be getting a neighbor soon. Looking at that picture. Holy cow!
Hey, man, it's good stuff. So
hey, they were adamant, though. Hey, we want Maniscalco. The OG's only getting money if Maniscalco's involved. So
here we are.
Hey, that's what we do.
There it is. So we'll get a proper slide for Brassfield Accounting. In the meantime, if you're looking for a fractional CFO, check out brassfieldaccounting.com. I feel like I need some accounting for the ups and the downs and who's getting sent where.
Sure.
I know that Kane's social media guys and gals are all about some Bradley Nadeau. You know, they're deep in the weeds watching live barn of Bradley Nadeau in the AHL, but I guess he gets set down. Like, I mean, Bradley Nadeau was like the dude that thought they were going to have another Jackson Blake on our hands here. So what's going on with Bradley Nadeau?
Well, seeing you talked about the numbers, Brassfield Accounting would be absolutely perfect to talk about this because it's a numbers game, guys. And, you know, you look at this NHL roster and there's just no room at the end. And it's not that I feel terrible for Bradley Nadeau. If anything, I'm encouraged about it. But this organization now, and you guys remember it, it used to be he's on the team and he's on the first line, right? And he's going to play, and ready or not, here we go. Well, now, because of what Jackson Blake did last year, what Seth Jarvis did 5 years ago, you know, there's always this, hey, if you do this, isn't there a way to the team? You still have to build lines a certain way. You have to get what you would think is the best thing. So if Nadeau is in, who's out? And if you do that, then who plays there, right? This becomes the shell game of the pieces. So if you're the Canes, he's 20 years old. You want him to continue to do what he did last year in the AHL, which is go down and score 30-plus goals. Mm-hmm. But you want him to play 18, 19, 20 minutes a night and get stronger and continue to do the things. And it's not just scoring. That's what we all fixate on, and we should. You know, it's the name of the game. You got to put the pucks in the net. But it's playing away from the puck. It's playing defensively. It's learning that style. Not saying he didn't do that, but, you know, the first game this year of preseason, he had a bad turnover, bad puck management late. These are all learning things. And this is a team right now that they can give him time to get better. And he's got the offense. The Canes know that. We know that watching it. It's just developing the other parts of the game. And that's where the AHL is there. But there's an opening. And Rod Brindamore said it the other day, guys, after practice. You want to put these guys in the right position, because the question was, well, is he the first call-up? And he goes, well, it depends on what we need. And that's how strong this group is now, that they can do call-ups based on need, not based on bodies. So I would expect to see Bradley Nadeau. In fact, just finished up my podcast with Shane Willis, and, you know, Shane talked about it. He is going to be a really good stick for some of the guys on the roster, you know, the carrot and the stick, where if somebody gets off to a slow start, they can go, you know, we got this guy sitting in Chicago who we can bring him up here and give him a look if you need some time to sort stuff out. So I know that everybody will always ask when somebody scores or has big moments in the preseason, oh, he made the team, or when they get sent down, why. It's numbers, it's economics, but it's really more of the development for Bradley Nadeau to continue to give him the minutes where he's going to be that kind of player. This isn't the old NHL where you call up a young guy and he plays 3 minutes on the fourth line with a bunch of grinders, you know, when he's a goal scorer. You want to give him in the best spot to succeed.
I was going to say, this isn't just a spot. You're talking about being in the top six and playing a significant role. And as a left wing, well, guess what, buddy?
Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot in the hotel right now occupying those rooms in Carolina.
If you were 6'1" and played center, we could have a conversation. 5'11", you're a little bit on the small side, and you play on the left side. Now, I will say, as the guy who just got his AP assignments for the first 2 months of this season, holy smokes, Bradley Nadeau's parents, where's the extra E there? Or where is the E in the first name? I would have gotten that shit wrong multiple times. So I'm glad we had this teachable moment for me to learn how to spell his first name. So,
Gilio,
feel better.
Little transparency, Gilio. I wanted to be a writer coming up back in the dark ages, and now I am so happy. I just have to learn how to say the names. Mm-hmm. Of course, now there's the difference. The online telling me that there's the wrong accent aigu being put on when I'm saying these things, but. Trust me, I would have so many spelling errors. I mean, my Microsoft Word would have melted down by now.
So I feel like we've hit a point with the Carolina Hurricanes where we understand what the regular season is going to be, right? There's a pattern to this. There's a routine to us. There's a standard, like we like to talk about with Rod Brindamore and this regular season. So what is this? What has been the preseason vibe then? Well, I mean, because I think there's been some hand-wringing about potential injuries, guys not being on the ice. I know early on it was Jacob Slavin and Jalen Chatfield, and people were kind of freaking out about that. Rod Brendamore's trying to calm people down. We got the Bradley Nadeau story. We hear about depth. This is a good thing, XYZ. But other than that, like, what has been the overall just kind of like, all right, let's get this thing going. What are we looking for? Ehlers fitting in? How's the second center thing going to play out? Those seem to be the two biggest talking points coming out of the preseason.
Even though it was only one game, I saw enough out of Nikolai Ehlers to be like, don't worry about this. You're going to love him. Because they put the top line out of Aho, Jarvis, and Ehlers. And on paper, that's what we thought it would be. And it's what it's going to be. And albeit it was not an NHL roster of Florida Panthers, they looked like what NHL guys should look like. They had, I think Ehlers had 5 shots. Jarvis had 6. Aho, they did everything but put the puck in the back of the net. That was the Daniil Tarasov playing out of his mind preseason game. By the way, get goaltended in the preseason, not in the regular season or the playoffs. That's fine with me. The vibe with this group was actually what you said, Ovius, which is let's just get to the real thing.
This is good.
That's the vibe. That's the vibe now with this group. Let's get to the real thing. And, if they're going to keep score, and I don't know if there is, as far as personalities, pound for pound, more competitive people on an NHL team, meaning like we're keeping score, we want to win, but a lot of those guys weren't playing. This was about the parts in the preseason, not the sum. So the fact that they're 1-3-1 and they don't, they're not going to go 6-0, that doesn't matter. It was about, all right, let's see guys take steps. Let's see Alexander Nikishin take steps. And, how he's playing and give him the opportunity to play. And then there were a couple of PTOs that really stood out for me. Kevin LeBanc, who did get let go. Somebody's going to sign him with what he showed, what he can still play and be an offensive presence. And Giovanni Smith is still here. So that was the vibe. It was like there's not a lot of room. What are we going to look at? What are we looking for with the younger guys? Can somebody crack their way onto the lineup or at least make an impression? And there were a few guys who did. Joel Nystrom on the blue line. This was somebody who was nowhere on my radar, if I'm being honest. And this preseason, every game he performed well, and he put up points and assists and played a fine defensive game. Kevin McCarthy, who is an assistant now in the organization, he was behind the bench when they won the Cup in 06. He's a guy who loved Nystrom, and he showed out. So that's the thing now. This organization, there were years, guys, where we'd open up the cupboard and you're like, ooh, and now it's fully stocked. So that was honestly for me the vibe to see, okay, who puts themselves on the radar or who puts themselves in better position. Yeah, the new faces, we haven't seen Keandre Miller, but he's skating. He and Jalen Chatfield practiced yesterday in normal jerseys, not the non-contact. And the question about Slavin was if the season started tomorrow, could he go? And Rod gave as much of an answer that you can give him that going, yeah, without really committing to it.
Gotcha.
I was going to say, have you seen enough of Logan Stankoven at center yet to know if that's going to work?
That's a great question.
Or is it just practice mostly?
Yeah.
No, it's a great question because in the games, he's won his draws, he's created offense, but again, you're not going up against Sidney Crosby or Connor McDavid in that position. I think that if the team wants to roll into the season with it, they can feel really comfortable that putting Logan Stankoven there at the 2C, and you can get something because there's definitely a chemistry there with him and Blake. It's now, can they bring something along with Andrei Svechnikov for it? So it's a really good question. I can't give you the full answer right now because the picture needs to be completed. But if they want to go into the season where Stankoven is in that spot, I think they're very comfortable with what they've seen, and they should be. And, Jesperi Kotkaniemi, until he took the high stick to the eye in that game in Tampa, was really showing that, I'm still here too and want to play that spot. So they have options if it comes down to it.
It's funny. I was actually going to bring up KK, but I have to address it because it's getting louder now. It's almost like the Lenovo Center is going through some renovations right now.
Yeah. Shocking. Shocking to hear. Shocking to hear all the noise here as I'm sitting up in the press box talking to you guys.
I'm
surprised I haven't been issued a hard hat and a helmet. In a hammer.
You're getting close. I was going to say the season's right around the corner, man. I know they got a lot of stuff to do, and these are not easy projects. I want to go back to a conversation we had with Rod Brindamore. Was it 2 summers ago when it when the topic of Marty Natchez came up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was this like, look, you're bumping up against guys. You've got, there's like this pecking order, and when guys leave, right, here's your opportunity to show what you are, what we need. Can you step into that role? And I feel like this is like a desperate time for KK to show, all right, this is my opportunity. And I feel like all of this is a very much a for now ... when it comes to that, especially when you throw in all the cap space that the Carolina Hurricanes have too. This is just going to be, I feel like it's going to be one of these things that's a lingering topic for the Canes through the first half of this regular season to get it figured out. And it's fine if they want to figure it out in the regular season, just that it has to be figured out.
Yeah, I mean, and that's accurate. It's an accurate assessment. But they do have, at least internally, options that can work. It's will they work? That, it's funny how we deal in words, how can and will are a huge gap between them in the actual state of affairs. So, wow, this is turning into like lawyer talk here. I wasn't even expecting to go down this line, but they have 10 million. They have 10 million in cap space.
Yeah,
they have. What people want to know about what this preseason has done? They've shown the rest of the league they have assets that they can use if they want to improve the club, if they feel that's the way. But I want one thing, if I can, about each player. You are right for Code Kanyemi. This is a big show me what you can do. This is your chance. It's never going to be clear. This is your chance. But for Logan Stankoven, please do not mistake height for being small. He is not a small player. He is he's just not, he's not tall, but he's not slight. He doesn't get thrown around. He is, for his size, it's the old boxing, pound for pound. Pound for pound, and he can skate. He puts the work in. So he's good to go. But we'll see. If the organization, if they don't think that this is the way that it needs to go, and guys, we've said it before. Joe, you even said it when we started. It's not about game 1 and game 82. It's about game 1 of when we get to the postseason for what this team's going to be judged about.
It's funny. You're sitting here talking about Logan Stankoven, and I feel like, have you been talking to my son, Jacob, who is very much in the same boat? He is small, but that doesn't mean you play small. There's a difference. There's a difference between those types of things. Well, you're talking about games 1 and 2 and 3 and things like that. I'm already focused on game 2. Margaritaville, gentlemen. Look at that shirt. I mean, that is, you got thick Stormy on the front. You got a very festive Island Time Stormy on the back. Mike, I'm assuming you're going to be wearing a Hawaiian shirt on October 11th. For the broadcast.
There is a good chance I'll be wasting away on that night. So,
coconut bra on Maniscalco. Let's go.
No, I have the Hawaiian shirt. I don't know if they'll let me wear it, but I could be loaded for bear for that night.
You can. There are websites where you can actually put like all the Canes players' faces.
Oh yeah, I know.
Shirt pattern. I just feel like that's enough time between now and the start of the season for you to make that happen on Margaritaville night, Mike.
Like, why are you skipping over the opener where they're giving away the thick Stormy hat?
We've covered that. We've discussed.
All right. Okay. All right.
My brother immediately texted me like, "How can I get my hands on one 2XL? Thank you." I'm like, "I'll work on it."
Gilio, is it me or is Ovius a bit thirsty for thick Stormy from when I'm hearing these conversations?
Y'all know how I feel about these things. Thick thighs save lives, Mike. That's what it's about. Thick Stormy's got it. That's what we're all about. Mike Maniscalco, Canes play-by-play. He will be joining us throughout the season. Thanks to our friends at Brassfield Accounting. Let me pull up the slide one more time. Look at that cool logo. Homer, Alaska, ladies and gentlemen. And they bring you Mike Maniscalco this Canes season. All right, Mike, we'll talk to you later, man.
You got it, guys. Thank you.
With the Canes season back, that also means the Slavin Sunday is back. We might wonder what's up with Slavin. You never have to wonder what's up with the Slavin Sunday.
Best deal in the arena.
It's also a new month, Joe. Do we need to go to the website and see what's up?
Oh my, don't get me too excited.
Go to tworoosters.com. Also, congratulations to our guys over at Longleaf, because they'll be neighbors now at the Greystone Shopping Plaza. So you can get your Longleaf swine and then go over to Two Roosters right after that. And then go home and take a nap.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah, what do we got for October?
We have the apple pie bar, vanilla base with chunks of apple, a pecan pie blondies, and a caramel swirl.
Okay.
We have s'moreos, a chocolate base of Oreo chunks and toasted mini marshmallows. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Sounds good.
Maple bourbon cheesecake.
If that's not fall AF, I don't know what is.
Oh no, it gets better. Maple bourbon cheesecake, cream cheese base with chunks of Biscoff crust pieces and maple bourbon swirl. Cranberry orange muffin, a spiced cranberry base with loads of cranberry orange muffin bits and the cream cheese icing ripple.
Ooh.
The non-dairy chai cookie.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, pumpkin spice latte.
Oh man.
Pumpkin spiced cold foam cream swirled into a smooth coffee base.
You know what I need for that? My shacket. Because that truly is fall AF for sure. Big thanks to
and your Planet Hoth boots.
Hell yeah, man. Let's go. It's Han Solo season for a lot of people. Let's get hype about that. Big thanks to Bloomin' Blinds. As we mentioned, we're going to have an after dark or sometime in the afternoon. And it's all brought to you by our friends at Bloomin' Blinds. Check them out online at bloominblinds.com or call them directly at 919-980-9815. 10 or more treatments, you're going to get 10% off. And they bring you the after darks, which will be back this Saturday. And maybe you're tailgating this weekend. Step it up. Go to the Butcher's Market. Thebutchersmarkets.com. They got everything you need for your tailgate. Hot dogs, burgers, charcoal,
signature chicken.
Anything you want to throw on a grill, they got it for you. So check them out online at thebutchersmarkets.com. So I'm looking at the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. We mentioned the Clemson, North Carolina game, and Clemson right now is a 14-point favorite over the Tar Heels. Money line minus 600. Of course, lines, odds, all subject to change with our friends at DraftKings Sportsbook. But currently, that's where we're at right now for a noon kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
Can't get odds on Ludacris's set. Can't get odds on that.
A Luda?
I will be there. I'm excited about this.
It is exciting. That actually is exciting. I wish it was a better setup.
I'm going to roll out at like 8 a.m. so I can go see Ludacris.
See what you did there.
Anyway, so that's what's up in college football. I'm trying to think what else is out here. Do we have the Miami, Florida State game?
I think Miami's 4.5.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, 4.5. And also, I love this with the playoffs. You know, you can get David Ortiz's playoff picks right now.
Okay.
It's all Boston.
Wild,
right? You know, you can get Bello with 4+ strikeouts, Alex Bregman 2+ total bases, and the Red Sox to win at the Yankees. That's currently plus 495.
Your fellow Cubano is on the hill tonight, so
okay, something to keep an eye on. There, it's all at DraftKings, and again, lines, odds, they are subject to change. And with the NFL, do I have the? I think the Panthers are actually are they a favorite over the Dolphins right now?
It's a disgusting number either way.
Hold on a second. Let me pull this up real quick because I like not checked it. Oh yeah, the Dolphins are actually a 1.5 point favorite right now.
A road favorite
over the
with
Panthers.
Their best player injured. Like if that doesn't.
Well,
say,
it's funny. We had an OG Sports Phone text that was discussing like, okay, we have two things going at once, like the immovable object and the irresistible force, right? We've got the Carolina Reaper, okay. Mike McDaniel's certainly on the hot seat with the Dolphins. You got the Carolina Reaper thing, but you also have the Dolphins' knack for beating bad teams, like they did the Jets on Monday night.
That's a great point.
Something's got to give. We'll see what happens. So NFL fans, hey, what's your favorite, right? A lot of people like doing touchdowns. Sometimes it's just straight up money line thing. Maybe you want to live on the live line. Whatever you want to do. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner in the NFL. Every touchdown can bring you closer to cashing in. So if your team hits pay dirt, it gets paid out to you. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use that promo code OG25. Again, that's OG25 to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. So again, Bet $5. If your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets when you use that promo code OG25. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 plus, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive reward. Minimum minus 500 odds required. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. All right, let's get out of here with Hey Joe, and it's one thing and one thing only. Hey Joe, thoughts on the 88 new foods that will be appearing at this year's North Carolina State Fair? It's my Super Bowl, Joe.
It is.
I haven't received my invite for the media day yet.
No, maybe they don't want you there, buddy.
Have I fallen off? Have I been dropped for actual influencers on social media?
Probably, if you haven't heard yet. I mean, it's got to be soon.
Get a little worried. I'm gonna have to email when the show's over.
Yeah.
First things on the slate. I'm putting these up on YouTube.
Okay.
You got the barbecue donut. It's barbecue dipped in cornmeal batter in the shape of a donut sprinkled with bacon bits. Intrigued by D&J Concessions? Joe says
actual barbecue? No, thank you.
Yeah. Brown sugar hush puppies from Oak City Fish and Chips. I can see you doing that. Carolina Hoedown. A homemade Johnny Hoe cake. Can't win a cup without a hoe cake. Topped with sharp cheddar cheese, Carolina pulled pork, marinated Eastern honey barbecue glaze, cilantro, cream sauce, and barbecue sauce. It looks pretty good. Carolina shawarma burger. We got the Cheerwine Dream. I never do any of these smoothies. Oh, this sounds like a power through crew extravaganza. The cheese curd tacos. Fried shell, fried curds, and meat in the middle with toppings.
So the shell is a curd?
The shell seems to be just like a fried tortilla shell.
Okay.
This sounds, that's definitely power through crew. Chicken Caesar Mac Stack. Oh my goodness, my stomach hurts just even looking at that. The chicken corn dog, chicken feet. That's southern as hell. What else we got? Caramel apples. The Cinnamazza, full mozzarella cheese Korean corn dog dunked in salted butter. Dang, dude. That looks delicious. Cinnamon bun on a cone. Cookie butter frozen banana. No. Cookies and cream frozen. No. Cowgirl bites. Pimento cheese and pork barbecue balls battered and deep fried, then drizzled with sweet and tangy barbecue sauce. I'd pick that up.
Yeah, them's got something
Creme
similar
brulee
to that.
cone. Nah.
Swine.
Cupcake shake. Nah. Deep fried lamb chops. It's from Lawrence and Perry Barbecue.
Why are we deep frying?
Because it's the fair.
Delicious.
Because it's the fair. That's why. Okay. The Dirty Duck Bowl from Chicken Q.
I do not have my glasses on.
Our friends over at the can opener.
I thought that was the dirty something else.
No, Dirty Duck Bowl, Joe.
Okay.
Dirty Duck Bowl. And then our friends at Bulgogi. Again, all of our friends over at the can opener. This double-decker Korean Donkatsu burger. I'm intrigued by that.
Cutlet. That does sound good.
That actually sounds pretty dang good. Dubai. I can't get out of here with the Dubai chocolate stuff. Electric lemon. Oh, shit. I'm stopping right here. Flaming hot Cheeto pickle pizza? Pickle pizza made with our own garlic sauce base and covered with mozzarella cheese, topped with dill pickle chips and more garlic sauce on top. I'm going to be sweating garlic from that, then covered with flaming hot Cheetos. Who says no? Well, Joe does. Joe says no.
Sphincter hurts. Just reading that.
You talked about the Dirty Duck Bowl. Are you ready for Granny's Sticky Bee? Can you handle Granny's Sticky Bee, Joe?
Oh, man.
You know, maybe I go over to the craft beer section, enjoy my samples, and then I can get some Granny Sticky B. I don't know. Gushy gummies.
I mean, Sticky B or P.
Sticky B, Joe. Sticky B. Sticky B. You know what? I think we're done there.
On that note.
On that note, I'm looking at all these other 88 new foods, man.
That feels like a lot.
88 new foods. I'll be curious to see what actually shows up to the what shows up at the media day. I'll see what I try. I hope Granny Sticky B's there. Get all up in that.
I hope you're there.
I might not be invited.
Yeah.
At this point. Anyway. That's gonna wrap up today's show. See y'all tomorrow for an OG Live.